Good morning. It's Friday. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and just a little bit we'll have Odie coming in as we'll start the morning show as always. Thank y'all so much for being a part of what we do. I may have to do an adjustment here when we go to First Baptist. I'm not sure if I put in the correct one. If not, it'll be just a delay there as I get that fixed. Some mornings you got it perfect. Some mornings, well, you have to work it out. I do hope you feel good. It's going to be a hot day. I'll give you some examples of that. As we look at today reaching a high somewhere around 98, our heat index should be 110, 111. That's hot, isn't it? It's horrible, I think is a better word for it. As we go here, let's go over and take a look at severe weather that is forecasted for today and tomorrow, because we do have a little bit. Let's pull up Meridian Honda radar as we go there. This is the scene of what's going to happen today. North Mississippi will see severe level at a 2. The Meridian area after 2 o'clock could see a level 1. Now, this will cut across Lauderdale County, catch that snail area here and across Newton County, and taking in all of Columbus, Philadelphia, these areas right in here. Now, right around the split, around the KFC and Noxubee County will be the line for severe weather of a level 1 to a level 2. Barely taken in Winston County, but as you'll see there, Stark Vegas, all these areas around Amory and back over to Millbrook, Montgomery, Tuscaloosa in a level 2 today. And this goes right across that state line into Tennessee, as you'll see that, just shy of Jackson, Tennessee in these areas here. Covington makes it. And we got a little bit over in the Arkansas area. So some areas of concern that we'll watch for today. Now, also at the same token, we'll have some severe weather tomorrow. Let's quickly look at that before we go into our headlines and things this morning. A level 1 is lined out for Saturday afternoon is what we're looking. Let's pull this up where you can see this. This is tomorrow. A level 1 starting in Lufkin, Texas, all the way east to Savannah. Meridian right in the middle of that, Jackson, all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, taking in Highway 90. Nothing horrible. We could see a little wind, little thunderstorms. We'll have all this coming up from the National Weather Service of what their forecast is on this. We'll watch it and let you know. And as always, we're behind the scenes with weather. Should it turn a threat, we go live and we take care of you so you'll know exactly what's happening. I do hope this Friday is going well for you. And again, now, if there's a little bit of delay here as we start the First Baptist Church, it'll be just a second if I didn't fix it. I had a lot of things going this morning. I don't remember. You ever have that where you go, I don't know if I put that in or not? I'm having a senior moment, so we'll fix it if not.
I remember in college, we had a few guys that we would give a hard time because it would be so obvious that they would do things.
Who are the spiritual giants in your life? Who are the ones who epitomize goodness and godliness in your eyes? Maybe a parent or grandparent, a friend or a spouse, maybe some Christian celebrity that you've been blessed by and really look up to. Well, if you were to ask a Jew back in Paul's day, they would have likely said Father Abraham or King David. They would have been near the top of their list. I mean, these guys were indeed spiritual giants. Abraham was the patriarch of Israel, the one whom God originally made covenant with to raise up a people for himself on this earth. And David, he was the greatest king in the history of Israel. He was a mighty warrior, the Goliath slayer. He was a man after God's own heart whom God chose to make a royal covenant with, saying that one of his descendants would sit on the throne of Israel forever. Both of these guys were spiritual giants. But the Holy Spirit through Apostle Paul reminds us in Romans 4 that even Father Abraham and King David did not put their hope in their own good works. No, they put their hope in God's good grace, which is given to us by faith in God. As the scripture says, Abraham believed God and it was counted to him as righteousness. And David said, "Blessed are those whose lawless deeds have been forgiven and whose sins have been covered." Both of these men didn't put their hope in themselves and their own good deeds. They put their hope in God's grace, which comes to us through faith in God. So beloved, that's where all your hope and faith needs to be, in God. It'll not only change your today and tomorrow, it'll change your forever. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we start this day. Now, as we look at headlines, we try to be truthful about what we see and what we think. On this portion of the show anyway, as we put a little bit of our thoughts into it, as we see that Republicans are talking about impeaching Biden. Well, and it is rightly so. There's a lot of things that went on between him and his son that seem a little sketchy. Is that the word for it? I think it goes a little bit further than sketchy. Do I think the American public will ever find out the truth? Absolutely not. There's people that owe favors and favors upon favors, and that's how Washington, D.C. works. Works that way over the state capitol in Mississippi as well, but not on the level that Washington does. But they are calling for it. They can call for it all day long. I don't see it happening.
And then we get the middle.
Yeah, and then you would have the vice president as the president. There's a lot that really don't want that. 2 more years, is that right, before the next election? We'll see what becomes of it, and things just heat up. It's a sad situation that we're in America now with politics and how, truthfully, and y'all know this as well as I do, the lack of trust in our government now. And it's not the government, it is one reason, it's the people we elect that are crooked. Careful with those votes. Do your study. All that. Jerome Lee, good morning. Beth Vick, glad to see you there. Where's your red? Oh, let me see if I can hit this button over here. Look at Odie sitting over there with no red on.
Yeah, I forgot what day it was.
Forgot what day it was.
My glasses broke.
He done broke his glasses. This is turning out to be not a good day for Odie. We'll get into that. Alabama is the subject this morning as we see that at 1:46 this morning, they threw the switch. The death penalty was carried out on a man that killed a little lady back in May 20th, 2000. He broke in her house and, well, he was going to take her purse. He beat her to death with a hammer, claw hammer. He was put to death last night. They fought and fought to try to save him. It didn't work out in the end, but it took us 23 years to serve justice. That's a mighty, mighty long time to serve justice, and I'm not so fond of that. I think we're entitled to a speedy trial and to speed things up. But the problem is, in America, and as y'all all well know, our court system is bogged down with senseless cases that clog it up to where real crimes can't be handled, not in a timely manner. What needs to happen? I don't have the answer to that, but something needs to be done to where if it's a frivolous case, it's automatically set out the door. You have no right to be in here with this. Here's your sign. My 2 cents. Don't know how to fix it, but I sure wish some lawmaker out there would. That's what pops in my mind every day. Whew. I can't even repeat what this done. LSU professor went off the deep end and called somebody some very, very ugly names. Matter of fact, he was a sitting U.S. senator. Then he went on to say what he would do to him. You don't say that to senators. That is a threat against the nation. He's got issues now. LSU is where that is. Let's see. He has been barred from teaching. It's over for him from his profanity. Professor Marcus Venable. If you happen to have him for class, well, he ain't showing up tomorrow. He ain't going to be there.
He's going to be tardy.
Ooh, yeah, tardy, as he said. Can y'all believe this? And this is another thing in our nations. And this is, I think each of you know this. You've got kids, they go off to school, and they come home for Christmas break, and you go, where'd you get that? What are you thinking?
Who are you?
Let me get my ink pen and just... They're taught things in schools now by people who, well, never really worked in the real society of how life really works, and they put their ideas in the minds of children and hoping to, well, change them. Be careful, teach your kids good. Even the best can be swayed once they leave home around people that they're there every day and they just don't know any better. Our universities, we need to save them also. Another one of my pet peeves on a Friday morning. Enough about that. We'll keep going here. What else? Scottyisms. This Alabama thing just keeps going on with it. The lady over there, people are saying, why hasn't she been arrested for lying and making false reports to police? We're going to watch this and see what really becomes of it over the next few weeks. Alabama, the missing woman where we all prayed. We were worried that a young lady had been abducted.
And the baby.
And the baby, yeah, that a child was walking down the edge of the road. Turns out all of that was not true. She's now saying naked. Oh, boy. We don't know the truth yet. I'm not sure the police know the whole truth. They know more than they're telling as they've gotten into the phone records of what she's searched, and it adds up for a lot of things to be fake. We hope to have some more answers on that over the next few days. Hope so. We got a lot of things that have gone on overnight. We've had a bunch of fires. a huge shooting in Meridian overnight. We got that to tell you coming up at 7. To our knowledge, no one has been hurt, but boy, they shot and then shot a lot more. Then a couple of hours later, they come back and done some more gunshots. I don't think anybody was hit on that one, but we got those details coming up at 7. We want you to be a part of it. We'll be right back as we begin this day together.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Same old sound, and no one's answering. Vote for change. Vote Ben Shirley, District 81 Representative, on August 8th. Ben will answer the phone. Ben will get answers in Jackson for District 81. Ben will create jobs and promote economic development for East Mississippi.
I'm Ben Shirley, and I'm asking for your vote in the August 8th Republican primary.
Vote Ben, District 81, August 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
Welcome back. Boy, that election's coming. I hope y'all have cast your vote. We've been putting these up every day. Have you had a chance to visit our page? Coroner, we've got that up. Supervisor District 1 is there. Sheriff's race. And we also added last night, late yesterday afternoon, Judge District 1. If you haven't had a chance to cast your vote on that, please do. It is nothing that is set in concrete, but it gives us a snapshot as to what people are thinking as we lead up to the August 8th election. Now, I have no way of stopping anyone that's not in that district from voting. So as I say, it's a snapshot. People vote. We'll see where it becomes, what happens. We'll compare the real election once it happens to our results to see how close we were. But again, it's a snapshot, and we would love for you to vote. Again, go online to our Facebook page. If you're watching on YouTube now, you can flip over to the Facebook side, the Scotty Ray Report, SCOTTYRAY. Pretty soon, we'll be hopefully have this in a little bit. We're going to be adding an app to our ways to get the information. So you'll be able to go to your phone. We're getting this designed now, and pretty soon you'll have the Scotty Ray app, and boom, it'll be there with all things. We hope to have that very quickly from now. That's what we're hoping. Everybody put a smile on. We got a special guest coming up here in just a little bit. We got a chief in the studio with us, all the way from Marion, Mississippi. Can't wait to have him on to see what he's got to say. Him and Odie over there drinking coffee, having a good time this morning. As we turn to the weather, let's see what we've got going on today as we got this rolling. Let's see what the National Weather Service has for us.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we see it, here we are. I hit the wrong button there, didn't I? I have to go to that one. The record highs and record lows, 1981. We had a record high of 103 today. A hot, hot day. Back in 47, not so bad. It was 61 degrees as we woke up today. Now, the outlook as we look at today's sunshine, look at that, 99 on the thermometer. Whew, that's going to be hot. As we get on up to that 97 in Philadelphia, Columbus Air Force Base, a little bit cooler at 95. Out to our west, Vicksburg, hot. Hattiesburg hits the 100 right there in Hattiesburg toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As we look at Bama this morning, this is what we're seeing across the state line, 97 in Tuscaloosa. As we get into that Bear Bryant country, Birmingham about 96. And even in Troy, as you go southward, about 98. Now, here's where everything gets, as we showed you a moment ago. This is the outlook the National Weather Service is showing us. Level 1 for Meridian, Newton County, Noxubee County, Neshoba County, Winston County, all at a level 1. You get into a level 2 when you get in the northern edge of Noxubee County and on into Stark Vegas in those areas all the way into Tennessee, edge of Alabama. We'll watch that. This should be after 2 o'clock this afternoon, mainly. National Weather Service giving us a 1 to 7 p.m. outlook on that for severe weather. And it's damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Could see a little hail. Tomorrow, Looks like it'll be in the afternoon again as we see that quarter-size hail is possible with rain showers. It's a level 1 all the way across the state from Texas all the way to the East Coast there in the Carolinas. Nothing horrible, but we could see a shower or two tomorrow. We'll be here behind the scenes for you. As we look at the heat, this is where it gets bad, y'all. This is horrible. Look at this. Until 7 p.m. tonight. Do something. If you got to do it in the next 45 minutes, get it over with, because after that, you won't want to go outside until about 8 o'clock. Hot. Heat indexes of 110 plus. I think we're already leveled at saying it will at least be 111 here today. As we look at tomorrow, not much better. South of us gets hotter as we get Clark County. Look at this southwest corner of Clark County, how bad it will be there. 110 plus there tomorrow also. Heat stress, heat stress. As we come across Bama, more of the same, as we'll see that we do have a chance of severe weather there on this afternoon. That's at level 2 area. As we look to Sunday, the same as Meridian, as we showed there. Now, as we look across the nation, it's hot. Look at that. All the way back to Texas is not changing. Our 7-day outlook has it looking like 99 today to 98. As we go into the weekend, we'll see a 70% chance of those showers. So we're going to get wet tomorrow. There's no way around it. High of 91, low of 71. As we move into Sunday morning, things get a little bit better for church. We'll get 91 as the high. As we move forward into the next week, 20% chances. Highs will be in the mid-90s. 96 could get higher. Now, as we go all the way to August the 4th and school is underway again, whew, look at that, 97. It's a warm day as we see all this. And we'll watch the weather for you as it becomes closer. From the National Hurricane Center, we've been really lucky so far as we're getting ready to end July. The National Hurricane Center does have Don out there that, again, is no threat at this point to anybody. He's in the Atlantic, moving along at 52 miles an hour, gust of 63. Those millibars are sitting at 1,002, moving west-northwest at 9 miles an hour. There is a 30% chance of this becoming something. This could threaten the Gulf. We'll watch this as this develops off the coast of Africa. A good while before it gets here, but we're watching it. As we come across fishing, Chet's Paint and Body tells us what's going on today. Best time to fish will be this afternoon around 3 o'clock and last until 5. We will have a west wind of about 5 to 10 today. Not bad at all there. There we are. That's what we've got on the outlook of that. We'll be back in about 5 to 6 minutes, and we're going to go live again as we'll bring you the morning show. What's going on in our area? We got some news to share with you. As I said, some things that burned down overnight. And yes, this does probably equate to the homeless. Building is gone. We'll tell you all about that and what happened overnight in Meridian. No firefighters were injured, thank heavens. We got that and so much more coming for you at the top of the hour. Join us, won't you? As we said, we've got the chief in the house with us. He'll tell us a few things also that's going on in our communities. Look forward to seeing you in a few moments.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: